Hi everyone, it's Isabel. I hope you guys are having an amazing February. The time is flying. Today we're going to be talking about how to level up physically, emotionally, mentally, and financially. I'm super excited to teach you and help you become the best version of you this year and every year. On this podcast and YouTube channel, we talk so much about embracing womanhood, femininity, becoming the best version of you. Come hang and join our community. So it is a stat in North America that the average person has less than $1,000 in savings, is overweight, works a job they don't like, and is also divorced. If that's the bar for average, it isn't that hard to become above average or even extraordinary just by putting in that extra effort that most people don't do. If you want those results that not the average person has, that means having behaviors and habits and the mindset that the average person doesn't. And that is the work. That is the discipline. That is the focus. Let's start this episode by talking about a mental glow up. Then we'll go into the physical glow ups, emotional glow ups, and finally financial glow ups. All right. Discipline. Discipline is the key. There are going to be days where you don't feel motivated, inspired, days where you really don't want to get up and do the work, especially because it's so easy being comfortable. It's so easy laying in bed, letting the thoughts and the negative thoughts run, especially when it comes to self-doubt, the negative self-talk, the negative doubt. Our brains are wired for comfort, and being uncomfortable is the stretch that you need to do in order to make your dream life happen, girl. Discipline. Discipline will get you out of bed. It will get you moving. Taking action despite the negative thoughts is key, because by creating actions and having very specific evidence that you have done all these uncomfortable action items before, it gets addicting, it gets rewarding, it gives you evidence that you have overcome challenging things, and therefore you can overcome more challenging things. This is why getting results is so addictive, because the more you get results, the more you see evidence that you have done the work. And so what is stopping you from doing the work next? You need to keep pushing. You need to keep doing those actions despite the negative thoughts. Sooner or later, you'll replace those negative thoughts with the specific evidence to combat this. In therapy, this is called dialectical behavior therapy, DBT, and it's an evidence-based method that shows you, yeah, you're capable of this, you've done it before, and you can also do it again. So discipline is the key. Watch what you consume. Overconsumption is insane. It's really the way that we don't really have a lot of free time anymore, whether you're always on meetings, listening to an audiobook, scrolling on TikTok, on Instagram. The overconsumption of media is insanely impactful, and because you're here, I know you're the kind of girl that absolutely loves self-help and self-development. And girl, I do too. I love long-form content. However, it's those little pieces of content such as TikTok, such as Instagram Reels, that really get you to waste your time. Honestly, think about the last TikTok that you watched. Do you even remember what it's about? Could you even tell me the past 5 TikToks you've watched? All that time that you've been spending consuming media can really be put to consuming either valuable information that will help you improve and glow up, or it can be put towards action items that maybe you've been procrastinating. Overconsumption is crazy in the way that it really influences our thoughts, our spending habits, and the average person reads a headline of an article and not the full article. Do you take the time to question whether this article is even true? Taking the time to read the full article instead of the headlines makes a huge difference. It's crazy because that overconsumption of media actually really prevents us from emotionally processing our own thoughts, just because even in the bathroom, even in the shower, we're always listening to something, and it doesn't let us listen and sit with our own voices and our emotions because of the distractions. So watch what you consume and notice what that consumption does to your mind and your spending habits. Investing in books that will open your mind, and consistently learning new things that will help your mindset. When you graduate university or come out of post-secondary, it's actually so easy to get complacent, especially if you work the same job and have a really set routine, and maybe if you work from home. That complacency of not learning new skills, having new ideas, doing things with your hands and your body, it really gets easy to get into the habit of that. And honestly, that's really one of the things I miss about being in university, is having these really intellectual, almost debate-like, inspiring conversations that really allow you to open your mind and think about the possibilities of the world. having new ideas, speaking of new ideas, discussing old ideas, talking about philosophy, psychology, human behavior, communities, all of that stuff really, really intrigues me so much. And the one thing that I do miss about university is having these discussions and hearing opinions of people's whose are completely different than yours, because it allows you to have more perspective. And being well-rounded and educated is so sexy. Learning new perspectives or skills, that is amazing for your brain. It is great for your neuroplasticity. It helps prevent Alzheimer's. And the way that I kind of unwind in my own time now, instead of being on social media, is reading books about entrepreneurs and the incredible challenges they've overcome to build their businesses. I also love reading about psychology and philosophy. I have an episode about my favorite 6 books that I read last year that will really impact you if that's something you're interested in. I make it a habit to learn a new thing, a new perspective, to do a deep dive, even if it is in politics or religion, just more deeper topics that will really challenge you to think about the world and the perspective and the frame in which you see the world. There is truly nothing better than somebody with substance and somebody who can really carry a really intellectual conversation. And so I highly suggest investing in books, investing your time to constantly learn something new. And also maybe start a book club or join a book club, because that really gives this sense of community and thought process between other people, and it will cultivate deep relationships as well. Eating well. Oh my gosh, mentally eating well, like cutting out excessive sugar, cutting out processed carbs, having more plants and more protein in your diet has helped me with my mental clarity. It has also helped me lose over 30 pounds. I have another episode on that if you are interested. The moment I started doing intermittent fasting and cutting out excess sugar, I felt a huge difference in my focus and my ability to get work done. In addition to moving better, feeling better, being more in tune with my body. This one time I actually went to my first farm-to-table restaurant, and that completely changed the way that I started buying groceries, because I noticed the difference in freshness, quality. I started buying from local markets, my produce, my protein, all my groceries I buy locally now, and I feel and taste the difference in my cooking process, my prepping process, and also how that food feels in my body and just the taste. Everything is so much better. It's insane how many unnecessary chemicals are in our food that really makes us sick. And so buying local and buying organic prevents those harmful chemicals to be in your body. And it's insane because over time, those chemicals do add up and it does create disease. Something I started doing recently is using this app called Yuka, Y-U-K-A, to read and check the labels of the shampoos, soaps, deodorants, any products that you put in your body, any products that you put on your body, and also in your body. You can check vitamins, proteins. This app is a barcode scanner, and it tells you very specific chemicals that is harmful for your body, what those chemicals do, and it is an insane eye-opener. It's a free app, and my boyfriend showed this to me because he is really, really big on health and wellness. And what you do is you just scan the barcode of that product. And a really cool thing about the app is it also gives you recommendations and product alternatives that it suggests with better ingredients. And so that has been a game changer. The moment I found out a lot of soaps I use are toxic, I threw all of that out. And Josh, my boyfriend, has been so consistent in using it. And because of that, we've had and also felt a big difference in the products that we use in our hair, on our hands. And of course, these are just everyday items that do build up over time. So I highly suggest that, and just eating better, eating well. It's one of those things that will have a domino effect on your life. Glowing up physically, the first thing is to always be put together in the morning. Make that a part of your morning routine. One thing about me is that you will always see my hair done, because I think that having your hair done is probably one of the best accessories you can have for your outfit and just for every day. Being put together allows you to be ready for anything in the day. It makes you feel confident, it makes you more productive because you feel good about yourself. And also, if last minute things come up, you're always ready, no matter what the cause is. You don't have to take that extra 30 minutes or an hour to get ready randomly, especially if a last minute plan pops up. If you work from home and you're on camera a lot, sometimes you do have those spontaneous meetings, and sometimes you do have spontaneous get-togethers as well. And always being ready for the day is such a life hack. Having a good blowout and lip gloss and liquid blush, it just goes such a long way. I legit do a 5-minute makeup routine every day, which is just sunscreen, concealer, curling eyelashes, putting on liquid blush and a lip oil, and being all good to go. Speaking of physical glow-ups, I highly suggest investing in elevated basics. Even if it's a sweatsuit, investing more money in a medium weight or heavyweight sweatsuit makes a huge difference. Your clothes last for years. You don't have that annoying problem of them breaking in the washer and dryer. It feels good on your skin. They don't have those plastic microfibers that unfortunately a lot of clothes are built and created with nowadays. You'll get more wear, and you'll also buy less because of the quality of clothes that you have. That was one thing about buying fast fashion all the time, is that you would always need to keep up and consume when things break. And honestly, all of that money adds up in the long term. Investing in elevated basics also looks like investing in real gold. Real jewelry, real gold, it appreciates in value. It can be kept as a family heirloom, being passed down from generation to generation. This ring right here is my grandma's ring, and before it was mine, it was my mom's, and now it's mine, and I absolutely love being able to tell that story. Unfortunately, my grandma passed earlier this month, and so being able to wear her jewelry and keeping a part of her with me makes me so happy, and who knows, maybe I'll have a daughter one day, and she will inherit that ring too. This is kind of the same concept for me with a good bag. Investing in bags that appreciate over time is truly an investment. Some of them grow bigger than stocks, and the quality lasts for decades. Daily movement. Tracking your daily movement is actually a game changer. If you have an Apple Watch, you know exactly what I mean. But even your phone, if you have an iPhone, it shows you all the steps you've taken that day. You can track your vitamins, you can track your health, you can track your sleep and your meditation on the health side of Apple, which is super cool. Challenging yourself to get up and move your body will make you so confident. It will make you trust yourself, especially when you show up for yourself and you hit those daily goals. And it will also get you mad results. It's just that consistency. It's just that discipline that we've been talking about throughout this episode. Whatever you can do consistently, effortlessly, that can get you results and can make you feel like the best version of you, that is always the vibe. That is always the goal. Invest in your skincare. If you have an amazing and solid foundation for your skin, you won't need as much makeup. Having an amazing skincare really speaks for itself, and you don't need to go hard on the products. You don't need to buy those expensive products. Again, use Yuka to tell you which products have amazing ingredients. You don't need those drunk elephant $90 moisturizers, girl. You don't need any of that. You really just need a good vitamin C, a good toner, a good moisturizer, and a good sunscreen. Those 4 things, they go such a long way. And if you have oily skin, just like me, I like to use a BHA toner for that sebum and oil control, and also it'll fade out your dark spots and really cleanse your pores from the inside, but that's optional. Imagine all the time you'll save by having such a clear base and having clear skin. While doing your makeup routine, you won't need that much, and you won't need to buy more foundation and more makeup products, because having good skin is such a flex. It really speaks for itself, and it also really speaks on how good that you eat and take care of your body, because it really all reflects in your skin. Glowing up emotionally, let's start with therapy. If this is your first experience with therapy, it will change your life. This is amazing for emotional processing, truly healing from the inside, and really doing the work to become the woman that you want to be. Your therapist should give you a clear plan on overcoming your stress, your trauma, the way you process your emotions, the way you cope, your confidence, working on your insecurities, working on the things that you want to improve on, your mindset, whatever that is. Working with an amazing therapist will be one of the best investments you'll ever make in your life. Josh, my boyfriend, always says that spending money on therapy is truly the best money he's ever spent, and I wholeheartedly agree. When I started therapy about 3 years ago now, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but being on the other side of that, I can't even express and explain how much I need all my girls to go to therapy. If you don't have the budget or the benefits to go to therapy, there are also a lot of therapists that are on a sliding scale. So a lot of students or recent graduates will help you and have also made therapy more accessible. There are so many types of therapy you can do. What I mentioned before is called DBT, that is more evidence-based. There's also the most common form of therapy called CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. This helps you with your mindset and your thinking. One of my favorite forms of therapy is called somatic therapy, which involves a lot of emotional processing and really just feeling your emotions instead of intellectualizing them. Your emotions are in your body, and so being able to feel those emotions has a huge physical release. Girl, therapy is one of the best decisions you will ever make, so please do that. Meditation and mindfulness. Meditation, mindfulness, breath work, all of these things help you align with your feelings. Remember how earlier we talked about the overconsumption of media and how that really distracts you from your own thoughts, your own feelings? By being really still and being really aware, you're able to notice your own feelings, your thoughts through meditation, through breath work, through mindfulness, and truly tuning into your own body. This really helps you trust yourself. It helps you feel and process memories, scenarios, experiences that maybe you've been holding back on for years and years and years. If you're somebody that's avoidant, then this is huge for you. Doing the emotional work is so important because we as humans, we are feeling creatures first. Before intellectual, before physical, we feel everything. And it is such a beautiful but also very painful part of our bodies, part of our systems that we need to embrace. What makes us human is really feeling and embracing all of that. Community. The quality of your life really reflects to the quality of your relationships. Building a strong community not only influences and impacts you in the most positive way, but will also help you emotionally regulate. Humans are built and designed for emotional regulation. Bouncing ideas off of one another, being able to comfort one another, talking about our problems. This is why community is so important. It prevents depression, loneliness, anxiety by being able to feel connected and warm and loved through your community and being able to reciprocate that and generate that back through vulnerability, through intimacy. That itself makes a huge difference in the quality of somebody's life is through their deep relationships. All right, finally, we're talking about financially. The first thing I need you to do is pay off your debt, girl. Any debt, pay it off as fast as you can. Credit card debt, student loans, and home equity debt is a different thing, but in terms of the most important type of debt you need to pay off is 100% your credit card debt. After that, you need to pay off your car note. Not having a car note is the most freeing thing ever. You're able to make your credit card score higher. You're able to get those points for hotels, vacations, transport. You're able to qualify for bigger loans and bigger assets by being reliable and having that credit card debt paid off. There's so many benefits to having that debt paid off. So please stop over consuming, especially on those little things such as clothes and makeup that you don't need. And you don't need that. You're just getting influenced through social media and TikTok to spend. But girl, I know you probably have like 4 different blushes in your makeup kit right now, okay? Create a forecast. I like to create a forecast for my money instead of budgeting because forecasting allows you to plan ahead. Budgeting sounds kind of constrained, whereas forecasting allows you to plan and be proactive about the future and know where each cent of your money goes. Diversifying your income stream is huge because if you lose one income stream, you lose everything. So being able to diversify your income, whether it be in high interest savings account, investment accounts, having a side hustle, having a business, make sure you rely on multiple income streams so that way if one falls apart, you have other income streams that you can rely on, and also you won't be as stressed. And money stress is truly one of the worst stresses you can ever have. All right, speaking of overconsumption, let's talk about wish lists. Let's bring back wish lists. It is definitely not normal to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars at once, especially on material things and fashion and beauty and home accessories. Like consistently, that is not normal at all. And I think social media has definitely normalized that for us. It's not true. Make your money work by investing it instead and create a wish list of things that you would want for special occasions, such as your birthday, such as holidays like Christmas. Having a wish list allows you to also dream and aspire while actually being able to communicate what you want to your friends and family when your birthday comes. It's really rewarding on both ends, and it also allows you to focus your money and make sure your money is working for you through investing. Which leads me to my final point: your future self will thank you. Take advantage of the government incentive investment accounts. In Canada, our Prime Minister just opened a first-time homeowners investment account where that is tax deductible alongside your RRSP, alongside your TFSA. Please take advantage of these accounts before you start investing in an individual account, because all of these government incentive investment accounts have different benefits. If you can, please live off the 70-30 principle, which is 70% of your income goes towards investments and 30% goes towards your basic expenses. And this is so much easier said than done, especially if you live at home. It's different when you live on your own and you have more expenses, but if you live at home, take advantage of the fact that you do not have rent to pay, you do not have crazy expenses, because they only get higher as you do move out, as you do get married, as you have a dog or a pet or have a baby. It'll just get crazier. So once you live at home and minimize as many expenses as you can, please invest that money. Your future self will thank you. And in 5 to 10 years, you will see that you were ahead of the average person that is living paycheck to paycheck. All right, gals, I hope that these principles have helped you glow up this year and become the best version of yourself. We will definitely be talking more in depth about finances and entrepreneurship and being able to diversify your income streams later throughout the year. So make sure to stick around and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow the podcast and follow our community on Instagram at upaboutpodcast, or my personal at Isabel at YZOBEL. We are on all streaming platforms. And if you're listening to this audio version, then there is a video version link in the description for you to watch if you're more of a visual learner. I hope you have an amazing February love month. See you in the next episode.